Shh. I haven't rolled the intro. We're live now. Shout out to Luke Lord for being in the chat already. We appreciate you being here. The Nerd Chat, an Xbox podcast,
is a podcast celebrating all things gaming, food, and the good old days. Hosted by three BFFs, Daddy, DWALLY, Chipotle Bear, and Bubble Boy and Seven.
And new intern, X-Bacon Gaming.
This is Cortana. And remember, don't make a girl a promise if you know you can't keep it. As always, Spartans, see you online.
Man, I really need to change that. Oh, hello. Daddy DWALLY here, and welcome to the Nerd Chat, an Xbox podcast celebrating all things gaming, food, and the good old days. Joining me as wait, he is not here. Absent this week. Chipotle Bear is not here. If you follow us on social media, you would have seen that we had to go to Bing Chat AI to create our thumbnail with that morphed Xbox Series X Slim and that special edition PS5 Slim. Even though the PS5 Slim exists, I'm a little confused why it didn't just pull an image of the real thing. But anyway, we've got a special I guess co-host and Dr. Dre of the podcast this week. I don't know, folks. He's back in charge again. Please welcome X-Bacon Gaming. How are you?
Gentlemen, I'd like to give you an update of this Bronco game. We're down 10-0. It's about to be halftime, but we're about to make our comeback.
Wow. I mean, let's be real.
You too. I got CU.
It should have been worse. Oh, speaking of CU, yes, shout out. Got my new hoodie. Shout out to 303, baby. And joining us, I'll explain in a second, special guest, returning co-host, intern, guest quotes star, Mr. Matthew Kennedy, M10 this week. How are you?
I'm good, guys. Thanks for having me.
Hey, Matt. So the 303, do you know what that's for?
I don't know.
That's our area code in the greater Denver area. And old school, like if you're here back in the 90s, like me and Bacon, that was like the original area code. Now it's 303-720. What's another one, Bacon? I think like 970.
970.
Yeah. So if you're in the know, if you're really cool, you have
got you. It's like the 917.
I have no idea what that is, but yes, I'm guessing.
Or the 212.
Yeah,
those are New York City.
Okay, that's what I was gonna guess.
That was from 8 miles.
Yes. Shout out to the Buffs and the 303 up in Boulder. Bacon, let's start with some huge Nerd Chat shout outs.
That's the one.
We are a work in progress. All right, we've got a new producer this week. We're trying here. First TNC shout out goes to Mariano Pampa in 1930. Last week he wrote, and I'm sorry, Mariano, Jose's not here. What I've been learning is my mano Jose is the one to listen to when it comes to games. He's got great taste.
It's debatable. Pomps.
Yeah, Jose's just a great, happy, just a positive person, so he's gonna like everything. Pomp, is that really what you want, Pomps, or do you want somebody who can critique the brand like Bacon and I and M10?
Honest truth.
And exactly. And then another huge TN shout out goes to YC 9799, and this was written in Russian and I had it translated. And he said, really cool channel. So shout out to our new fan. No, the Ruskies over there in the USSR. And then also huge Nerd Chat shout out. I don't know this in our YouTube comment algorithm. He must have been hacked. That hacking and Cyberpunk is working out for him. He's got the RAM to upload this virus. BigBox night. What is it? You deleted it. What's BigBox's?
Well, it
Or
wouldn't let me
name?
cap the whole thing, so I just had to write from Big Box and actually wrote Big in Box.
All right. So Big in Box writes in. He said, guys, I want to save the racing genre. Forza Motorsport just came out, and it looks like all the Simcade racers released over the last 20 years. This genre needs a jolt of new energy. Big Box, it's called Forza Horizon. Please hear my pitch and tell me if I'm a genius or an idiot. People all over the world tune into their favorite sporting events once a week. Every Sunday, we tune in at a specific time and watch our favorite NFL teams do battle for 3+ hours. Why don't games do this yet? In Forza Motorsport 2, you join a racing team as well as a day plus time you can reliably play. Let's say there's a Thursday evening 8 p.m. Central Standard Time league. You and your team of 6 practice throughout the week. You choose 4 of the best players to race on Thursday, and you compete against 20 other teams in a 3-month league.
Oof.
Think of how social this could be. You could practice with your team, talk strategy, even make trades throughout the season, etc. OMG, did I just save the racing genre? Did we just become best friends? Yep.
I don't have that soundbite.
Bacon, did we just become best friends?
Yep.
Okay. Great show, as always, gentlemen. Still a little upset with Bacon, but everything heals with time. Thank you so much, Big Box, for writing in. Great question there. Bacon, take it away. What do you think of Big Box's answer to save the racing sim genre? I think it's pretty sweet, but
I've never thought of doing something like that, but the way he makes it sound so pie in the sky that it would be like team nerd chat versus the world. That sounds pretty dope. Like a bracket style tournament and each week advance to the grand finale. It's too bad we can't do GT7 versus Forza and really find out who the better batch of racers are, but that'll never happen. So
Gran Turismo has a movie based on a guy going pro. Bacon. I don't know if you saw that. So
I did, and I think he did it in VR too.
Probably number one.
That sounds like a super dope idea. I think he should get on someone's payroll down there at Turn 10.
So I got a question though. We got to go straight to our pro streamer in special guest MKen10. He's in the YouTube and Twitch and now YouTube newly launched channel. Go check him out, guys, on YouTube. He's got a bunch of videos coming up there. Matt, what is this Forza racing streaming scene like? I actually haven't really seen much, and I'm kind of surprised that it's not as popular as I think it would be, because when I streamed the other night, don't tell me you weren't a little entertained at some of that racing. I know you can only do so much, and maybe that's the problem, is you can only watch me go around the track so many times, but is Big Box onto something here?
I mean, do they, one of there was a cool show. What was that show on for that BBC show? That racing Top Gear, right? I mean, do they not have, I don't know if I'm ignorant here. Do they not have like an esports like sim racing, like iRacing and stuff like that? Like, I feel like this could be a big thing, but at the same time, are these games too and far between to keep like a genre of competitive sim racing like I mean, the games look gorgeous. I don't know how long they're supported. I'm not much of a sim racer. I barely know how to do an oil change. But
I mean, here's the thing with Forza, though, Matt. I'll answer right away. This is going to be like a platform going forward. So this is like a games as a service. So it should evolve over the course of the series generation. So maybe that will help with this.
Yeah, that might be able to help. Maybe this is like a starting point for something to develop. I just like it's the car culture, so to speak, is so niche. That, like, it's not the same as like, fighting games, or it's not. I mean, think about Smash, about Smash Bros, right? So it's like that game is like everyone plays that. So yeah, I mean, this is like such a niche topic that I'd wonder like but like maybe like a cool underground like back alley you know, say a secret password to get through a door, sort of like sim racing, like leagues and stuff like that. I mean, why not?
Yeah, I think you're onto something though. I think that just simulation racers in general are just it's only so many people who really love it. Like like me and Bacon play it, but like is anyone from our friends group really going to get into Forza, or are they just going to play a little bit and then move on? They'd much rather play Forza Horizon because that's just more fun, more engaging, more arcadey, and that's just in a great game. Let's be not that Forza Motorsport isn't, but it's Big Box. I like your idea, but I don't know if it's I don't think you should say do we need to save the sim racing genre. I think it's alive and strong for its audience. I don't know if we can get it to grow any bigger than it already is, because like Matt said, like it is so niche. And yeah, I don't know, man. I think it would be cool. I wish we did see more streamers streaming that. Maybe that's a step, Matt. Maybe they need to pay these influencers like Dr. Disrespect and what's his name? Tim the Tap Man and all these other guys to just Ninja to put some time into motorsport. But again, I don't know. You saw me streaming. You were entertained for a little bit, but then after a while, you're probably like, okay, it's time to move on. So, Bacon, any closing thoughts on Big Box's comment? Does it need saving, or is it just going to be a certain audience regardless?
And having games on Steam allows us to see certain metrics that we don't really see a lot on console, and it's not doing so hot on Steam. I don't know. It's these sim racers, just like Flight Sim, are very niche and very stylized. You have to want to be a sim racer, so it's not going to have the appeal that Horizon has for sure, just because it's so different. So I don't know how, unless you got a full racing sim, how much. I mean, I love this game, dude. When I cut a corner and I mash on the brakes and cut, dude, it's actually a super good game. But
yeah,
it's just sim racers have always had a problem being sim racers, and it is what it is. Because I mean, we saw how popular Horizon was. 20 million players, I think it was.
Yeah,
It was
crazy.
Ridiculous. And I don't think motorsports ever come close to, or will ever come to that, just because of its actual genre of racing. So good question though, Big Box, and don't be mad at me. I'm just trying to save PlayStation for you, Big Box.
Can I actually add just like one, like maybe like
do whatever you want.
Not even important. I don't even know if I'm looking this up right, but if you look on Twitch right now, there's 1.9 thousand viewers currently for Forza.
That's pretty good, right?
But then I look at a game like Baldur's Gate 3 and it's got almost 20,000 viewers currently.
But go look at those. Is there one popular streaming that right now? Because that's usually how it is.
But my whole thing is that Forza seems to be a very like personal experience, right? Like your time with your car. I mean, if you think about like working on your car in your garage, do you want thousands of people hanging out with you, like, or is it like a personal experience? I'm just trying to get my head into the whole sim aspect of it, and just, do people want to sit there and watch you go through the rainbow of colors, deciding on decals to stick and certain, you know what I mean?
But
so that would be my argument in terms of like the sim racing versus your arcade Horizon game.
But I think what Big Box is arguing though is that he's focusing on the racing, getting people racing against each other. And I think you're right. You got to eliminate that. Nobody cares about you tuning your car and sharing this latest, is it livery, right? Nobody cares about your designs. I mean, to be fair, that's cool and all, but like he's trying to say get people racing in these and make it competitive. So maybe I don't know. Like again, it goes back to you got to get the streamers. You got to get those influencers doing it. And yeah, I think that would draw people to have like the Doc versus Z-Laner versus Ninja versus all the other people who stream that I don't know of and have some sort of league.
Have you won any multiplayer?
But is that going to get more people to play the game? Only
so
many people love cars. Like Matt, he's satisfied with his Subaru Impreza hatchback.
Not an Impreza.
Oh,
it's a Crosstrek.
Crosstrek. So, and the others who are just don't even drive these days. I know people just hate driving. Like Colin, can you believe that Matt? Like Colin still doesn't have a license, and every time he talks about that, I'm just like, dude, you're gonna have to get your license when you have kids because Micah's not gonna be able to drive the kids everywhere once you start popping them out. So that's a part of it is picking up the kids, doing errands, stuff like that. So I don't know the car culture, man. Either you're into it or you're a casual who likes Fast 10 like Bacon. So let's move on.
Have you won a multiplayer race yet, though, Dan?
No, I've been
No, I get
consistently in the like
smashed.
6. But you got to remember, we'll talk about that later and what we've been
Alright.
playing. But we were playing early access, so we were playing the people who were like diehard car people, and those people were destroying me. But I was doing all right. I did get the achievement for 10 straight matches with the S safety rating, so I was
Ooh.
pretty happy about that.
We'll
I
talk about
did my
that.
part. We'll talk more about that later.
Ugh.
Bacon, let's jump into
Okay.
Xbox news for the week. Bacon. News story number 1. Our favorite game is making a comeback. Is Redfall has received a huge update. And here's a quick little summary from Clobril over on Twitter. 60 FPS performance mode on Series X and S. Stealth, cool takedowns. You don't just punch them in the back like me and Bacon were doing. Increased open world enemy population and new encounters, new controller settings, gameplay and combat changes, and a whole bunch more. You can look at the patch notes over on Bethesda. There's a bunch of performance things, accessibility, user interface, gameplay, combat, environment, and multiplayer. The lights out achievement will now be awarded. Okay, so Bacon, of course, this update drops
2 weeks
right
after we finish it.
after we finish the game. But I will say, I had fun with Redfall before, and I feel like this probably could have. Do you think this would have brought this up to the 67 Metacritic that we were hoping for? I mean, we were obviously hoping for better, but is this enough for us to go back, Bacon, and play with possibly with your boy Deja Vu or even M10 when he jumps in finally? So Bacon, what do you think of this update?
This all hinges on the increased enemy in the world, I think, because we would go pretty long distances without running into anybody. And then as long as they beefed up that AI, because that was one of my main complaints, was just walking up and love tapping someone in the back of the head and they were dead with like the least amount of thud I've ever heard. And like I said, when this game came out, that the 30 frames a second thing wasn't what was killing this game. It was the other stuff that I just spoke about was what was killing it. And yes, I had fun, and I had fun in co-op, and it was more to just get it done and support the studio. So I hope this is everything we were looking for, and they can beef up the AI and make it a better. Just frustrating because I don't know if the jury's already out on this, if it can have a revival or not.
I mean, I gotta say, in general, though, the reception on X, our favorite platform, has been generally positive. A lot of people promoting this game, saying like, "Hey, this is worth going back to play." So we'll see. I don't know. I guess I could turn on my Xbox and see if it's one of the top played. But Matt, I'm pretty sure you maybe tried it and just dropped it completely. Do you feel compelled to go back to Redfall, Massachusetts?
I'd be compelled to go back with a group.
Yes.
I don't think I'm a single player guy. I was very excited for Redfall.
Me too.
When it was first announced. It was one of the reasons why I jumped into the new console. And so it was like one of my bigger letdowns.
Yes.
I mean, it's just I wasn't upset about the 30 frames. The AI was atrocious, but
Yes.
it's just it was so barren, and I was just bored. And if I was going to put in time to something, so if the game is less boring, then I'm inclined to go back. It's just now this also drops in October, like the worst time
Yeah.
where like there's just so much about to happen that it's not that I never have time for Redfall. I just don't have time for Redfall now,
Yes.
if that's fair.
So you're saying there's a
Saying there's
chance.
a chance. Yeah, I mean, I'm saying there's a chance for sure. It's just it's shuffled to the bottom of the
I
list.
know there really is so much going on, but there's a light at the end of the tunnel. I feel like after Spider-Man and Alan Wake, and I'm waiting on Spider-Man. I'll play that next year. Once I get through Alan Wake, there's just Call of Duty, and then we have a window there in November, December, January where we can breathe a little bit. And
See,
then
it takes me so long to play a game that that's just
I know,
that's just
I
the
know.
game. You know, with all due respect, Redfall, like I was all about Redfall before it came out, and when everyone was like, "Uh-oh, you know, we're not hearing anything from Redfall and the marketing," and I posted on Twitter like, you know, Arcane doesn't miss, and I got a lot of heat from just randoms.
did
Oh,
too.
what about this and what about that? And Arcane does this. I'm like, I don't know, man. In my experience, I have loved every single, even a mediocre arcade game, I have loved. And when I played this game, I was like, damn, I just
Oh,
words. I ate my words a bit because they
that was
missed.
their first
So
miss.
yeah, that was their, and you know what? You know, it happens sometimes.
It
It
does.
happens.
And
But you know, as long they seem to be giving it the attention.
yes.
This looks like a pretty good update. And I'd love to jump in at some point.
Yes, and I think MKen10 updated his. I don't know if he updated his little title there. It says awkwardly MT Kennedy 7 on X. So just in case you're looking for MKen10 on X/Twitter, remember, folks, he's MT Kennedy 7 for some reason over. He's trying to promote MKen10, so just maybe stick with that for all your social media. So I gotta say again, I there's something there in Redfall. I really do believe that. The like Bacon and I have stressed, setting was excellent. Ideas were cool.
I
Later
agree.
game story wise, how they presented to you was cool. Combat was solid. I heard some people saying the shooting wasn't that great. I thought the shooting was pretty good, right, Bacon? I didn't have any
No,
problems
I thought
shooting cannons. I
it was
thought
a
the
competent
powers were
shooter.
cool. Well, my guys' powers I really enjoyed. So if for some reason you have time, please check out Redfall down the road. But there's too many other great games. And shout out to Ashes to Ashes. He said the end is not the day we've been waiting for is about now here. I actually enjoy Redfall. Looking forward to hopping back in once they add the next character. Did you beat it, Ashes, or how far are you? Did you like start it and leave it? Let me know. So I mean, I'd be down to jump in. I would continue playing this. And there was even a point where I'm like, do I go for all the achievements, Bacon? But it requires like 3 playthroughs. And I was like, but now, no, there's too many other great games. So shout out to Ashes.
Beat it
Oh, he
multiple
beat it
times.
multiple.
Wow.
Ashes, do you have the 1,000 G's on that? You dog. So shout out.
You dog.
Again, I think if for some reason there's nothing else to play down the road after this update, I do think it's worth a try, especially if you can play it with someone. So let's move into news story number 2. Speaking of a great multiplayer game to play, Halo Infinite Season 5 Reckoning arrives October 17th. This is news story number 2. Season 5 offers all new battle pass featuring flood inspired rewards, new maps, a new mode, sophisticated AI for Forge, and coming later in season 5, Firefight King of the Hill offers a refreshing twist on the beloved co-op wave survival mode. Shout out Halo Infinite, boys, is cooking. So the battle pass is changing, Bacon, and they're called operations now. And this is coming from Clover all over on Twitter. So there will be new and more relevant free event style runs that will go 4 to 6 weeks long. There's a free 20-year reward track. Play what you want to progress, and you get progression in custom games. There's more time to complete than the other events, even though I felt like they gave you like 2 weeks for the other ones, Bacon. So there's plenty of time mostly to get through those events. And then also, I believe there's another upgrade, and I'm looking at the battle pass. So there are 50 tiers, 20 of it is free, and then you can get the premium pass. The premium pass costs like, what is it, $10, right? Bacon?
Yeah.
1,000 credits. And you can earn 1,000 back. So you can just, like I've been doing, buy it and just keep buying it and buying it. It includes customization, extra challenge slot, and bonus XP. It never expires again. And then didn't they add, I'm pretty sure in the or they're going to add in the update, we have the helmets. Do we finally get to customize helmets and cores and stuff, Bacon? If I think I read it correctly.
I think you're right. I hope so.
So there's going to be new maps. I saw one of them. It looks very cool. It looks like a Needler mine. Did you see that one?
Yes.
Bacon? Very cool. Now I got to throw it around. Matt, what is it going to take to get you to play some Halo 5 Infinite multiplayer with us?
Finding that. When do you do it? You know what? Just
we're jumping on every weekend, man.
For all the listeners out there, I don't think I've gotten my official invite yet.
Oh, you could be right. I don't think we've ever.
That's not true. I've said come play Halo with Infinite with us.
And what does that mean? Time, date, place, nothing. Just come
every night.
Halo?
Just be like, hey, I'm ready to
I've
play.
been.
You tell
meet
us,
at the corner.
Matt,
I meet at the corner and I wait there all night. Nothing. No shows.
Yeah.
No shows.
Yeah, right. This is coming from the guy who's like
one time I was told that you guys play after the show, and I got on and I sat on my Xbox for 2 hours. Nobody ever came. Nobody ever.
Okay,
came.
maybe that
you got my phone number, right? Come on now.
One bad night. Seriously, anybody out there, we are playing pretty consistently. Don't play with sweaty Ains and Pomps. They're too good. They're free.
I've never played Halo multiplayer ever.
What?
He's
blasphemy.
He's new. Remember, he just beat Halo.
As a matter of fact, I've never played any first-person shooter multiplayer ever.
Whoa. See, now that is a little crazy. Never a COD, never a Battlefield, never a Fortnite.
Nope.
Weird.
I've never even downloaded Fortnite. I don't even know what it looks
like.
Neither
have I. That's okay. Fortnite. Whatever.
Oh, I have.
So, I think I would gladly play with you. I don't know if you'd like it because you're probably gonna get destroyed a lot because Halo's tough, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like, there's definitely a skill curve, but I think it could be fun. So, Bacon, what do you think?
Man, if I'll crack a beer, just hang out. Why the hell not? Who cares?
I mean,
what do I have to lose?
Again, it goes back to the time. I'm sorry to interrupt, Bacon. Like, so I was even thinking, like, man, I really do want to try that Sea of Thieves with Matt one time, but there's never enough time, you guys.
There's a learning curve with that game.
Oh gosh. Well, no, there's not. That game's easy to play. It just takes forever to sail.
I don't know.
Tell you're trying to get your loot back, and you get.
Well, no. We can do a private match now. Now we can just. We don't have to worry about the sweat fest out there. So Ash has said. Did I already miss the ABK news? That was probably topic number one. What did it hasn't closed yet, right? We have no official
closing tomorrow morning.
No, but
I don't want to talk about again. I don't want to talk about that until it is officially announced. I'm tired of the rumors and speculation.
Well, we can say that the EU is not going to need to relook at the deal.
We already knew that.
We didn't. They just announced it this week. They thought they might have to.
Back to Ash's Halo comment. He said Halo is in a really good place right now. Exactly, absolutely, Ashes. And Sea of Thieves is great. I've always thought Sea of Thieves beautiful. Gameplay is just it just takes a long time, and the rewards weren't very engaging. I just wish there was more single player. And now that you can have your own private server, I think that's cool. Trading was halted an hour ago. Oh my, okay, it's going down. It is going
Let me check
down. Bacon is gonna be a millionaire. You guys, disclaimer. Bacon is an Activision stockholder and a Microsoft stockholder. He's gonna be loaded. He's gonna make like $30 tomorrow on the sale.
I'm gonna make $75.
So he's got like 3 shares, but he is making that paper. Bacon, do we need to talk about Halo anymore? Or are you ready to move on?
I'm just excited about these flood customizations because everybody loves the flood.
It does look
freaking
cool.
Awesome. So
I was just going to say, have we seen Halo Spartans infected like that? I don't think we have, right?
The flood game, no.
Yeah. So
yeah.
But actually, like seeing a Spartan, in fact, I don't think we ever have. Yeah, so very cool armor.
Oh, you're right. It was just Marines that were always
exactly
right
because it was only the chief there with them. Matt, you know this, Matt. You were there. You were there on the first Halo ring. You saw the level. What is it called? The famous, is it? I want to say it's keys. Well, you know, 4 keys. You remember that.
Yes.
Okay. Matt looks lost over there. He goes, he's already forgot the plot to Halo Combat Evolved. Let's move on. Okay, so yep, it's all over Twitter. News story, quick news story number 3. Do we have to, guys? Do we have to talk about ABK? Apparently, breaking news from ashes to ashes. Trading has been halted on Activision Blizzard King. It's all over Twitter. It is happening. Bacon is on X right now. He's sucked in. He's like, oh my gosh, what's going on? He's looking at his stocks. Hopefully tomorrow the deal will be closed. At that moment, I will be pre-ordering Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 to get my discount because I've been waiting for that to happen, and it will be a day to celebrate. And Matt, closing thoughts on this? Just let it be over, right? I can't.
Right. I mean, I'm like trying to like feed through Twitter right now, and like the same GIF from the movie Titanic keeps popping up. It's been 84 years. So
you also see that Best Buy is going to stop carrying physical media. No more DVDs, no more games, nothing.
No, so you walk into Best Buy
they said
and
that was Blu-ray. It said there's Blu-ray movies. They didn't say anything about games. Go look at it.
Physical media. It says physical media, and games are physical media.
No, I'm pretty sure it said movies, Blu-rays, physical media. But anyway, Ashes. Anything you want to add to the ABK thing? Otherwise, we're gonna move on because
go team.
I know I was anticipating and hoping that this deal would have gone through already, but of course, it's probably going to close on the last possible day without the CMA's approval, right? Like they're just going to do it without assuming that it's going to go through. Yeah. So, and Ash said, yeah, it's crazy. My DVDs are dude, your DVDs are already
DVDs with all these streaming services.
Everyone's making a big deal about, well, we'll talk about that later. Let's move on to news story number 3. Speaking of physical media, perfect segue right there, and physical media and going all digital. The PS5 Slim redesign was officially announced, and this is news story number 4 from the PlayStation.blog. A new look for the PS5 console this holiday season. This smaller PS5 design comes with 1 terabyte of storage for PS5 and PS5 Digital Edition. The new model provides an option to add an Ultra HD Blu-ray disc to the Digital Edition. Everyone's been talking about this new refresh, and I gotta say, I don't know how they managed to do it, but they made the PS5 even more heinous, is all I'm gonna say. I still think it's ugly. I think the drive is
who did it first?
I think the ChatGPT, like Bacon said, did a better job designing the PS5 Slim on our thumbnail for tonight's episode. But for those wondering, the PS5 with the Ultra HD, Blu-ray disc drive is $499, so it stays at that $500 price point, or is it $550 now? I don't even know.
That's $550 everywhere but the US.
$550. Sorry, the PS5 Digital Edition will be going up $50 to $450 or US dollars. And keep in mind, even though they are advertising this as a system that sits vertically on their advertising, you have to pay an additional $30 for the vertical stand. Even though, shout out to Joe and Kyle, Joe is claiming that it should just be able to stand vertically. And I kind of agree with him. I think my PS5 does stand perfectly fine right now without the stand, even though I do use the stand, but it can do it. But still, $30 for a stand. Come on, guys. It should be like, what, $5 at most? And the horizontal kickstand, if you've seen the pictures, pretty.
It is. I don't get it. The Switch.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. So here we go, guys. I don't think this is that big of a deal. But I will say this, and I'll toss this over to Matt on this because he is our resident diehard
Tony.
PS fan. He's a video game fan. Don't get me wrong. He's a video games fan first. But I tweeted this and I got into a little back and forth with some rando. Derek Strickland tweeted out, shout out to him over at Tweakland, the new PS5 models are substantially lighter than previous versions. Good, because these things were massive. Working on a quick write up that includes this data alongside other impressions. And then he said, this is the comment I had a problem with, Matt. And I shout out to Derek. I like him, but like I disagree. He said, unlike Microsoft with its digital only mid-gen Xbox refreshes that are rumored, that we saw from the leaks, nothing has been formally announced yet. We don't know what the plan is. He said, Sony is not trying to shake up the status quo here. And that's where I disagreed with him. I said, isn't a removable disk drive breaking the status quo? When was the last time we had a removable disk drive? And has Sony ever done that? The answer is no. Sony has never had a removable optical disk drive. And the last time it happened was the HD DVD drive that everyone likes to bring up with the 360. And that was a 2006 to barely 2008 thing that died way before 2008. So maybe even a year and a half at most. And so I said, and I also said, and is it confirmed that the base Series X, the one we all have right now, with a disk drive is just going to cease to exist if and when the Brooklyn refresh happens? Nobody has said if the Brooklyn new Xbox Series X digital is just going to completely phase out the old one. I'm kind of confused why the other one can't still exist and this would just be the digital option. But again, maybe I'm wrong, but Xbox has not said anything formally. We don't know what their plans are. I don't feel like they've broken the status quo yet. And I do feel like Sony has with this removable disk drive. So that's a lot there, Matt. Ashes, we will get to your comments here in a second. I want to throw it over to Matt. Matt, what do you think of the redesign, first of all, overall impressions of it? And do you think Sony is already breaking the status quo? And I would argue they are. So go ahead.
So there was an image on, I found it on the PlayStation Reddit community, where you actually see the new PlayStation standing vertical next to the original PlayStation, and it is a lot. It is a lot smaller. Like,
still 2 inches taller than the Series X, though.
Still, sure. I mean, I've never heard of anyone complaining it's too long, but
that's what she said.
That's what she said.
But I mean, my whole breaking the status quo. I mean, I have a lot of feelings about, digital versus, I've got collections of physical media behind me. I'm a physical media guy. I know, but you know what? It's coming with me. I have my own thoughts about the detachable disk drive breaking the status quo. I don't know, like everything about these plans and how like years ahead these plans are made. Like, when did they come up with this detachable disk drive, and what is it that they saw in the years to come that made them come up with this idea in the first place? Right. They're charging, like, Joe and Kyle went off about how it doesn't make sense that they're going to charge $50 more for digital. And yet, if you want to add the disk drive, you might as well have just bought the disk drive to begin with.
Because I forgot to mention that it's $80 more to get that. So 80 plus 150 is more than 500.
But I argue that, well, is your grandma or is your mom, or they're going to see the cheaper version and paying cheaper now and then later down the road. So it's like almost like Sony sees it as, well, it's almost like a discount if you buy the disc version now, and you can save yourself $20 versus buying the digital version and having to pay more. You know what I mean? So it just depends on
aren't you arguing though that they're going to see the cheaper one and just get the cheaper one instead?
Of course. And
Sony
Sony might bank on that.
But they're also pushing you towards what?
Paying more.
No.
buying
all
the cheaper version to go all digital
system with
buying
this
the all. Sure. Yes. Because we do know that if Sony sells their games digitally,
They make more money.
100% of that money, it comes from their digital store, right? Versus you going to a third party or buying a used copy of it. So I feel like digital digital keeps you, the user, in their ecosystem.
Correct.
Right? You can't transfer your digital anything anywhere else. Streaming does it, movies do it, music does, like they're all doing it. So I mean, but breaking the mold, like I think, I mean, I hear you. I think I agree with you. I guess my question would be like, how long ago was this entire concept created in terms of
Well, I mean,
making this
a
and
while ago, we
wanting
heard
to break
rumors
the mold?
about this a long time ago, and also what Joe and Kyle were arguing. Shout out to the PS Trophy Room. They're saying this is just a sneaky way to raise the price of the digital edition, right? Because,
Well, yeah,
like realistically, is that extra what did this ship with? Like 800 gig hard drive? Is that really 200 gigabytes of data really worth that $50 increase? Probably not at this point for that SSD, right, Bacon? So
how much usable data space did we have on our PS5s? Was like
the digital,
675
yeah,
or
it was
something
like
that?
six something. It was like 650 or less, I think.
Barely
so now it's
more
like
than
it's
the
now it's with
Series
like
S.
the Xbox. It's like in the 800s. So I just saw, I think it's 808. I just saw it. Speaking of Derek in Tweetown, he tweeted about it. Shout out to Jose Martinez. He is in the chat. Push to digital, and then it's our own choice. We don't get to fight back about it. Yeah, very good. I want to go back to what some of Ash's comments before I throw it over to Bacon. Ash has said, haha, so many people, how did they make it uglier and charge more? I agree. Matt, you didn't
I don't think
comment.
it's ugly.
I think it's
What?
uglier. I think
And I don't think the original PS5 is ugly.
I agree, but this is worse.
No, but like
The
at the same,
Stripe?
like
And then they were talking, Joe and
ugly,
Kyle were
I
also
mean,
talking about that too, Matt. The plates, they just released all these plates and we're charging for them, and now you can't even use those on this new PS5. Why did they?
Right.
Why
They're
did they
gonna
have those
because
plates?
they're gonna release new plates. Guys, I need you to put on your suit and tie for a second and think
My
like
Jim
a
Ryan
businessman.
suit?
Right? I need you to think like a businessman because this is it's all money. It's business. It's
Okay,
economics,
regardless
right?
of the plates, I
So
agree the money. You really are going to tell me you don't think it's more ugly with that random what slit? The
Toothpick.
slit. Let's call it the slit.
no, I don't think it's ugly. But I guess I'm just not I mean, I don't even know like I'm looking at my desk and we're all like this is where I play and you can't see my systems.
That's you though, Matt. Where you saw my shout out to
They're hidden.
my man cave setup video, over 15,000 views, guys. Check that video out. My Xbox and Series X and PS5 are front and center in front of me. They're like my centerpieces in my entertainment stand, and they stand out. So I do see mine. And you're right. When I'm playing, I'm not looking at it, but it is there to draw your attention. Some people do like to display these consoles
And
and
you've
these
got
heinous routers.
and you've got this futuristic, sleek-looking machine, and you have a mini fridge. Right
The
next to it.
monolith
I mean,
is powerful. Oh, anyway, let's go back to Ash's comments. You said the modular, yes, the modular disk drive is the start to getting the masses used to not having one. Correct. Most PCs haven't had them. Yeah, for the longest time. I couldn't even tell you the last time. Geez, can you, either of you, the last laptop or PC or Mac that you have had a disk drive?
I put one in a build in 2010. And since then I haven't had one.
Crazy, right? And
Yep.
then the push to digital, Jose said, yeah, I mentioned that. And Jose is suited and booted over it. Are you coming on the show? I don't.
Let me know. I'll
Pick him up. We got a new link in there. And he said Jose said it's called a racing stripe, and it's the embodiment of speed. Hashtag Fast and Furious. Hashtag family.
Hashtag fam.
Did I not describe him earlier in the show of checking out Forza Motorsport? Anyway, and then he said his first Mac had his exactly, and you've gone through like 12 since then, Jose, because you pick up a new one every other year. So, I mean, I'm all for a slimmer designed console, and we'll see what Xbox does. I'm just arguing we've never had a modular disk drive like this from PlayStation. They're pushing us towards digital. Get used to us. I'm sorry, Matt. I'm sorry, Kyle. Best Buy. Come on, guys. That's a big that ties into what we were talking about earlier. That's a if Best Buy, I'm pretty sure, go find that tweet, Bacon. I thought Best Buy was saying just their movies and Blu-ray discs they're getting rid of. If they're getting rid of video games too, that is crazy. But I don't think that was there yet. And Jose said, sorry, can't join, boys. Still at my volleyball game. We won the first game. Hashtag Go Bears. Shout out to Jose doing God's work out there. He's going to be there all night. He's probably been there since 6 o'clock this morning. So shout out to Jose.
He's not at the play. That's where my wife's at.
Oh. Closing thoughts on this? Or are we ready to move on, boys?
I haven't said anything.
Oh, okay. Well, you know why? I just wanted, Matt, I was just trying to get us through this because Bacon's going to tear up. Bacon loves to tear up Sony. Let's hear it.
Here we go. So we raise the price of the console, $50. We remove it.
Give you more storage and Wi-Fi.
A little bit more storage. Everyone's talking about the Series S raised their price, but they gave us 500 more gigs of storage as opposed to
it's a powerless machine though.
Oh, debatable. Powerless. Come on, Matt. No,
but
Matt, you have a Series S. I have them too.
My son plays a short hike on it. Sorry, guys.
So I'm going to tell you right now, none of these console manufacturers or publishers like physical media. One, there's more money to spend it. There's more money to print it. There's more money to do all that stuff, shipping and everything. But two, the second sale goes to GameStop and goes to the secondhand market. They get nothing off that sale from GameStop, right? So would they rather their banger slanger Spider-Man be sold 30 million times or be sold 10 million times and recycled the other 20 million? It makes sense. I think Sony's been thinking about this for a while. We all know with the Sony guys that you have to kind of lead them slowly into things because they're not huge fans of large amounts of change at once. So we got to slowly lead them into it. This is the first salvo. They're going to get rid of it. They make 100% of the profits. They're not giving money to the retailers on the back end. So it makes perfect sense. But the fact that they raise the price of this thing, they're charging for a stand. If you were to buy the digital and then decide to do all the add-ons, what is that, like a $570 console at this point? Now we all know that the PS5 Pro, when it comes out next year, is going to be a $600 machine. There's no way that's not a $600
You're calling
machine.
it right now. They're going to do $599 US dollars circa E3 2008.
Yep. And then this machine would stay $499, because usually it's this machine that drops.
Have you ever seen a mid-gen refresh or even a slim version, the price go up, or has they always gone down? This is the first time they've ever gone up.
I know, but I think they're
inflation,
just following
Matt.
I think they're following the market, and the inflation has just been.
I think Matt. Okay, I tend to agree with Matt here on this. Baking. I think they would be insane if they didn't launch their Pro at $499. I think if they did $599, that's memes. That's memes. Oh, $550 at most, because like you said, the standard PS5 everywhere else but the US is $550, right? And even like the bundles now, some of them are $550. So. But this all goes back to what Joe and Kyle said. Shout out again to the PS Trophy Room. This console isn't for us, right? None of us are going to be buying this thing, correct?
No.
And it also seems like either Sony is super confident and they don't see Microsoft as competition anymore, because in no world can they get away with what they're doing here. That kickstand is atrocious.
By the way, I've been calling Sony the Apple of gaming for years now, years and years. Jez Corden says one tweet and everyone's like, oh, he's so right. Go back, get the tapes. Back in 2020, boys, I've been saying it. Okay,
he's absolutely right.
Thank you. And while we're talking about Sony, really quickly, Matt, I gotta ask you, what do you, if this Last of Us remastered part 2 is happening, why? Why?
Because I can.
Yeah, because I can.
Because I'll buy it. Yeah.
Because I'll buy it too.
You are the one of the few who just started this.
Well, I mean, and I guess shout out to the Trophy Room again. But you got that TV show, man. It's hot, and you're gonna get an entire new audience. And you're gonna get people to buy this game.
And it looks fantastic.
It does. It does look fantastic.
Yeah. What, a 3-year-old game?
And I don't know if it's going to get the full, because there was that leak, not even a leak, but like somebody advertised that what they were working on, and they called it part 2 remastered, not remake. So I don't know what's going on, but I'm sure you can expect it. Yeah, look at that. Ashes says it right there. Remasters are fine for games over 15 plus years old.
Transition. Look at this guy.
I mean, I'd even
But-
say 10.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, how
Yeah,
old was
no,
that?
you're right.
But this is, guys, this game is not even 3 years old. It might come out. What if it comes out next year? That can't happen, right? 4 years later, we're getting
will.
remastered. But think, wait. When
But
was
it's gotta come out in time for this.
That's
It's
been
gotta
delayed.
keep pace with the
Right.
show.
No, the third iteration of the game's got to keep pace with the show, right?
I'm
Actually,
curious if
because
they
you
want
might be
this game
right
to
because
come
I
out.
heard the show is going to be more like the in between time before the events of 2, so it's going to be between the times of 1 and 2. So I'm sure because they can't do what they're supposed to do this early in this series, because if they do what they're supposed to do, they're going to make a lot of people angry. So a lot of casuals.
I have to say this though. What do you guys think about this? So The Last of Us originally launched, I remember it was summer of 2013. I bought it for my PS3. And then that was like the last game I played, and then I sold my PS3. When do you think The Last of Us Remastered came out?
Like a year. It came out for
2014.
PS4. When I bought my PS4,
Yep, a year later, it came out in July of 2014. So,
I got it digitally bundled with my PS4.
but to me, I guess that was okay because it was just a straight up like we're adding 60 FPS, right? So with this one, I don't know. I guess
about-
this
what about
is just
factions?
Sony's MO. I guess they can do it. So we don't need to talk. By the way, Ash just said, "Oh yeah, we already read that." So I still think it's too soon. Especially because part 2 still looks like what else could you do to it? Give it a 60 FPS patch? Why couldn't you just patch that in? Like I don't know.
Did it not get that?
Not
I
for
don't think so.
It's still running off the PS4.
Yeah, I
code
think
on
it's just
PS5.
PS4 backwards compatibility.
Yep.
Oh.
I'm surprised they didn't charge us
And-
$10 just to play it.
I mean, I paid $10 for it. I still haven't played it, by the way, but I know it happens. So that was my plan. I was going to play it before season 2, but it looks like I get to delay that a little bit with the delays.
I mean, it's an incredible survival horror game. You really.
It's
should.
an
Is it?
incredible
Because the first
story, but
one,
the
the
gameplay
first
is
one's
not.
gameplay was caca. The first one sucked. Let's be real. You played the first one for the story.
Solely for the story.
The gameplay
What-
was not.
Wait,
not-
what's
the gameplay
that?
was
I
not
gotta
good in
I gotta
caca.
go. I'm sorry. I'm being called. I gotta go.
Are you serious?
You can't tell me those aiming mechanics
I mean,
were good.
part
in that
1
game.
had good gameplay.
In 2013, I was just fine with it.
Okay, I'll give you 2013. That's
Dude,
that's a
it
valid
wasn't
argument.
that. It was not that good.
Go back and play the
Uncharted-
original Resident Evil 4 and tell me that's good gameplay in 2023. And how many remasters and remakes did that game get? I mean,
that was completely different controls, and I would argue, yes, back then it was amazing, but dude, you're giving The Last of Us Part 1 a lot of credit on its gameplay. It had wonky, wavy shooting, and yeah, I said Part 1, The Last of Us 2013.
23. Yeah. Okay.
You thought that was good gameplay? I feel like Uncharted was better than Last of Us.
I just couldn't handle all the ladders.
I'm saying in
2013. Oh God, you forget about the ladders, the swimming,
getting the crate over there because some reason Ellie can't swim.
You literally would go like minutes just walking from place to place, and then a combat encounter, and then walk.
But a fantastic story.
Again,
guys, you played
tier.
Redfall and said you liked it.
That gameplay was better. I would absolutely argue that the gameplay in that was better than Last of Us Part 1 to 2013.
At least I was playing a game in Last of Us Part 1.
Oh, all right, we can argue about this.
It wasn't the walking simulator.
You're on the same team here.
Again, Last of Us had a great story. The gameplay overrated.
Do I agree?
Thank you, Ashes. The ladder and inventory was terrible. It was, Matt. You are taking member berries right now. Like you're
no. Listen, hear me out. In 2013, am I saying that in 2013 that like
Grand Theft Auto?
These things,
think of what you could do in Grand Theft Auto compared to Last of Us, gameplay wise.
You're comparing two totally different
third person over the shoulder games. What are you talking about? Yeah, exactly, Matt. We're moving on. And to be fair, I thought Grand Theft Auto's controls were terrible too. So
Yes, they are.
so
They're
and
horrible.
I still
But did
think
you
that had
think
better
you-
The
and you
Red
thought
gameplay
Dead Redemption
than Last
bad.
of Us, hands down.
But you thought that in 2013?
I remember thinking this gameplay is just fine. Yes,
But
in
here
2013.
we go again. We're used to playing shooters, and he's not. We're used to playing
Gears of
Halos
War.
and-
Did you play
and
Gears?
Call
Have
of
you played
Duties,
Gears of
he's
War
not.
yet? You played the first one just recently. Gears of War's gameplay. You're telling me what you just played wasn't better than Last of Us's gameplay? Perfect comparison. Thank you.
So you know what I would have to do? I would have to go back and play 2013.
Wait. Dan,
Very
Gears of War
shitty.
doesn't have
No.
bows and arrows.
He just played Gears of War remastered. That all that is an upres. Like
Right.
that gameplay, Matt. Nothing has changed in that game.
And I hear you, but I haven't played 2013's game since 2013. So
So he's living.
Do you
he's
understand-
he's
do you
trying to
understand
argue
berries?
that the
He's nostalgia
2013
berries.
point- Yes. So, yeah.
what? This
Matt, do you remember how Last of Us Part 1 played in 2013? You don't?
I mean, like we're going back, guys. I'm going back 10 years. Do I remember loving that game?
But from
Yes.
what
Do
you
I remember
remember,
enjoying? Do I remember enjoying the mechanics and everything at the time? Yes. Am I sitting here
Matt,
now?
is there a crouch
from
button
a critical
in Last of Us?
standpoint?
Is there a crouch or take cover button in The Last
Is
of
there a
Us?
jump button?
No. The answer is no. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know, my friend.
What do you-
Moving
what do
on.
you
Go
remember
back and play it,
what
Matt.
are the game-
And then tell me that gameplay is better than Gears of War 2008. I'll wait. Next story is news story number 5. Bacon wanted to put this in here.
Did I? I didn't put that in there. Which
Who
one?
put this in here? Who put the
This
xDefiant?
the xDefiant? That is not me. I'm gonna blame Chapeau for that one.
Oh well. Do we need to
Another
talk about
delay.
this?
A delay. It's a delay.
xDefiant's been delayed indefinitely. We don't know what's going on with this game. At first, we thought it was going to launch. Then it wasn't approved by QA from Sony or Microsoft. And now it has been delayed again with no new release date. So, guys, games as a service.
Right, BigBox, my man.
Tweet said, "Thank you everyone who participated on a recent public test and continues to stand us alongside us as we build xDefiant. The PTS once again showed us your appreciation for fast-paced gunplay, uniquely crafted map, objective-driven modes, and iconic fashion roster. But they are going to delay it indefinitely. I'm guessing that maybe it's going to just make it. Maybe this just means it's not ready yet, and Call of Duty's coming out, and with everything else, Halo Season 5, Battlefield.
It's
Maybe
smart
they're
to
just
miss it. Yeah. Smart to miss it.
Matt, you son of a... Matthew
Matt
Kennedy
made
in
the
the chat
screen?
said Redfall didn't have anything in it except
What's
for
guys?
good game.
What's that doing on the screen, Matt?
Did I miss a comment here? The letters. Redfall
No.
didn't have the letters. That's very true.
Yes.
And I fixed it. Redfall didn't have anything.
Dude,
Guys,
Redfall
and
had-
here's the thing. Here's the thing.
we're going back to Last of Us. Let's bring
you
it.
want some no. You want somebody to be critical though, right? And I have to be critical. I love Arcane. I love those guys.
We all do.
Redfall didn't have anything. And I'm excited for this new update.
Anything?
Come on, man. Come on.
Anything, Matt?
I walked
How much did you play?
I want to say you'd have to can you look up my time?
Well, I will
Like, are
say,
you
Matt,
able to
when I
You'd have
first
to look
launched
it
it,
up. I want to say I gave it about 8 to 10 hours.
Whoa.
Wow.
Well,
Okay.
then,
I could be wrong. But
That's
that's why
a
I said
lot,
can you
yeah.
look up my time?
well, if you've played it that long, that's fine. I think you're right. Adding the co-op added to it in the atmosphere. That's what drew me in. I would say Redfall had a good atmosphere, and I would say
I
it had
loved
solid
it.
shooting mechanics.
I loved that setting.
Yes.
that
So it did have
town and-
something, Matt. I
Oh,
still
yeah.
would argue back to the Last of Us thing.
I could drive to Massachusetts and get that feeling in October as well.
Gears of War 1 through 3 had
actually
way
use-
better gameplay than The Last of Us.
we
Let's
really
move on.
struck a nerve on this one, Dan.
He's a Last of Us fan, simp fan.
I'm a fan too. I'm a
loves it.
fan enough that I can say that the shooting mechanics and the
Floaty.
inventory and the crafting were terrible. In that
And the
game.
ladders, Matt, you forget about the ladders, man.
Guys,
I
I don't
can't
forget about the
swim.
ladders. I also
Help me, Ellie. I
Joe,
can't
I
swim.
need that box so I can
Carry
float
that
across
ladder
this
across
river,
this
and I need you to go over there.
Will you move that big trash can so I can come
Please.
on. Come on. Floaty
Great
game.
story, though.
Floaty shooting mechanics.
Fantastic story.
Great story again.
Yeah,
But if
fantastic.
you watch the series, you played the game. Moving on to quick news stories. We don't even have to talk about xDefiant. It's going to launch later. Too many live service games. A smart move by them. Starfield Patch. Speaking of a game that we all love here, except for Matt. Matt is still, he's just slowly chugging away. He's got a lot of issues because it doesn't have survival mode.
Well, no. Can you see my hours? I've got like a good.
Oh no,
40,
you've
I've
got
got
a
a good
lot.
like 40, 50 hours in this
Oh
game.
well, then awesome.
What are you waiting
I
for?
think.
So
Get
here's
to New
some.
Game Plus.
No,
Oh,
take your time. Take your time, Matt. Get through the story. He okay, that's what he said. We'll get to Matt's opinion here in a second. Let me just read through the quick patch notes. There's an FOV slider and it's in settings. I believe it's in accessibility. So you can change that. There's more performance and stability things for PC, Intel Arc GPUs, and other improvements. And then the quest, Echoes of the Past, addressed an issue where tunneling creatures could pick a location that would prevent progressions. I'm hoping there are other patches. I don't know. Jose ran into that glitch with Andreja, so hopefully some of that's been supported and fixed. So why don't we just talk about it now since we're talking about Starfield, Matt? Give us your updates, your impressions with Starfield so far.
I'm in the middle of what I think of why you called it a horror game.
Are you an entrenched?
God,
Mission is called Entrenched.
Is that where
Everybody
you get the distress signal?
Yes.
And you go to the laboratory?
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm in the middle of I am in the middle
of
that.
Such a cool mission.
Well, I had to stop playing it because I had to stop playing. Like time, like time did not allow me to move forward. But
it's one of the coolest missions ever.
But I am having a lot of fun with that mission. Right now, like I veered away from a lot of the side stuff, and I'm trying to go.
Did you do any UC Vanguard?
No, I'm saving all the factions for like when I finish the game. Like I think it's just the way I play Bethesda.
Okay, well, just remember, keep a save right before you beat it.
Yes,
it's very important. I hope you haven't had that spoiled for you yet. Please tell me you haven't. Okay, good.
No spoilers. Does the game warn you?
No, but you'll know.
You'll know when it's time to go.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, it kind of does, but no, like when it ends, you're going to be like, oh, I've lost everything. So just remember, it only carries over, but there's a reason, and it's cool, man. It is freaking cool. It's so cool. And shout out to Ashes. He's on his third playthrough. Ashes, I'm on my second right now. I'm about to enter my second new game. My new game +1. No, +2, right? No, yes. New game +1. So I'm going to be on new game +2. So just remember, Matt, you only carry over your powers. And that's it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what's crazy, I can't even talk about it, Bacon, because when I started, I realized it was different from the first time I did. So anyway, factions, Matt. So here's what I did, and I would recommend this to you. Get through the campaign since you are getting closer, okay? And it picks up, and I feel like the last missions of the campaign are freaking fantastic, like the best Bethesda's done campaign wise.
This mission I'm in has got me.
And it keeps going. Yeah. The design is cool. Shout out to the Titanfall 2. If you play Titanfall 2, they started this
recently this year.
Yes. So very cool. And the rest of the way, I loved it. I couldn't stop. Beat the game, have your save because you'll understand more at that point. And then I went back and I did every single faction. And like I said, Vanguard to me was the best, followed by Crimson Fleet, followed by Ryujin, then followed by Freestar. Freestar does give you the best prize at the end of it, though, hands down. Like it's not even close. And so I would go back and do that, and then it depends because you'll once you understand how the new game plus works, you'll be like, oh. So that's my advice. So tell us what you're disliking with Starfield.
So like I said, I've loved all the side, like okay, so the way I play Bethesda games is I kind of like live in the world versus let the world lead me. Most of their games I have not necessarily been overly intrigued by their stories. This game I have been. Like I'm getting into it, and what I've started to like narrow my scope and just focus on the main story. So that's where I'm at now. I haven't done any building. I've done some mining and resources and stuff like that. like that's when I really start to like get into the weeds with it. But with all of this talk about New Game Plus and just everything that happens and that excitement for starting over, what had me worried is why am I going to, for example, like no spoilers, but everyone knows about the Mantis side quest,
Yes.
right? Why am I going to do the Mantis side quest where I'm at in the game if I'm going to lose everything from the Mantis side quest? So like I have been a little bit like confused on which path to take. So that's why I'm just kind of going along with the main story to see what New Game Plus is like.
Yeah.
Like you recommended, grab that save file because I don't necessarily enjoy like second, third, fourth, fifth playthroughs, especially right after I beat the game. Like I'm ready to move on. And with a Bethesda game, I want to live in that world. So the New Game Plus, although I'm intrigued, I don't think I want to dabble with it if I'm going to lose everything.
But
and I have to
yeah,
start.
but you will.
But I'm not sure. Like I said, I have not been spoiled, so I don't.
Yeah, so
I could be talking. I can be blowing smoke right out of my.
I would say I
Right.
actually think maybe for you it might be best. Like you're saying, you need an incentive for New Game Plus. So again,
You
I don't
won't
spoil
need the
anything.
Mantis stuff in New Game Plus.
Well,
There's
yeah,
so much cool stuff in New Game Plus that you'll forget all about the Mantis.
it's true. I never used. I didn't even really use the Mantis stuff either. If
Seriously.
you want to do it, do what you want to do. But I will say this: if you want an incentive, then save the factions, Matt. Like the only reason why I decided to do everything in one playthrough was like it was achievement related. Like I needed to have 10 ships. I needed to spend a certain amount of money or whatever it was. I needed to get to level 100. Like, but you can get to that afterwards. Your levels carries over in all your powers. So you will lose your money, and that might be a big deal at first, but then you realize that
your level carries over.
Your level and your powers carry
does.
over.
Oh, okay. So see, something I was worried about is if I'm gonna like save New Game Plus for factions, and I'm starting at level 1.
Nope.
No,
that sounds like a terrible idea.
No. So that's what I was going to try to say is like actually maybe for you, just finish it and then do your factions in this and another run, and then in your new game one, you might only do one, and then you'll understand more, and then in the next one you'll do a different faction. Like you'll have an opportunity to do them when you want, and it'll incentivize you because you will be getting experience and you'll be experiencing something new. So a lot of people were saying to get through new game first before doing the side stuff. I did everything just because it was like achievement trophy related. So that I guess achievement, sorry, it's only going to be on Xbox, achievement related. So that's why I did it that way. So I'm excited for you. You're very close. Beat the game, and then you'll understand more, and you'll have trust me, you'll have an incentive to play the New Game Plus. And then after you beat it, go watch that Greg Miller video that I was talking about. It is crazy. And then I started watching these YouTube videos the other day about like these crazy things, these differences that could happen. And I'm like, this is blowing my mind, like how cool it is. So just any quick questions for us, Matt, regarding your playthrough?
Yeah, because now I have a million.
Go ahead, ask away.
So, but I don't want not necessarily spoilers, but I kind of like, want to be left in suspense at the same time. But does New Game Plus, I don't even know how to word this. Does New Game Plus really focus on you playing the main campaign? Like, is that the push for New Game Plus?
No.
Or can I take, all right, so currently streaming, right, Fallout 4 for like
shout out to
I think
streams.
I think I have like almost 800 hours in Fallout 4 between PC, Xbox, and my PlayStation. And so, but what keeps me coming back are the mods. The story does not keep me coming back. Same with Skyrim. The story does not keep me coming back. I do like this story. I agree with you, this is Bethesda's best story. But in my New Game Plus,
are you gonna have to play the main story again?
Do I have to play the main story again?
No.
Or can I just all right, piece main story, and I'm just doing my
absolutely
thing, building my bases, mining my stuff, joining my factions. I'm a pirate.
Yes. And for you specifically who likes to have different roles, that is what New Game Plus is for.
Okay.
And if I can't explain too much, but
I know. So that's why I was reserved.
The main quest can be shortened drastically. I will say that, to where it'll take you like an hour to get to your next New Game Plus. I will say that. Well, maybe a little bit more, but yeah, about that. I don't want to tell you too much.
No.
But
You
I
told me
feel
enough.
like if you get to the end, you'll be like, it makes sense now. I understand what they're saying. And it is so cool, Matt. Like it really is. And a lot of people are like, oh, it sucks because everything gets reset. That's a part of it, but at the same time, that's what makes it cool. And
Without
tell you.
Don't tell right. I have predictions. I think I understand currently where I'm at, where New Game Plus could go. I don't know if that's the answer.
Let's hear it. Let's see if he's right, Bacon.
I just have my theories.
What's your
no?
theory?
Why?
He's probably right.
The game is way too. The game is way
respond to
too
him,
new.
Bacon. Just look to the side and just have
The game is way too new to talk about that. Like, maybe off camera, I'll give you my theories, and you just give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. I don't want to like screw anyone.
We don't want to spoil it for anyone, even though Ashes is in here and Jose is in here, and everyone who's probably watching has beaten it, and Pomps was in here, he's beaten it. So, but you're right. Let's save it. You'll be fine, and you'll understand more. I think how you're playing it is perfect. And if you want to save stuff, save it. If you want to do it, do it. Don't feel like you're going to miss out on anything, Matt. And like I said, when you get to New Game Plus, it fits in perfectly to be like, who do I want to be this time? Yeah. Just think of it that way.
Nope. All right. So I think you're giving me some kudos to my own theories. We'll talk after.
Okay, we'll talk after. Let's move on. We don't need to talk about the last news story. Lords of the Fallen is out. It's getting okay reviews. Bacon, did you want to say anything really quickly about this, or can we move on?
I know if you guys saw that information come out today that it's basically optimized for PC and PS5, and it's not optimized for Xbox, and the developers have flat said that. I'm not sure how this stuff continues to happen to my console-only buddies, but it's frustrating.
It's sitting at a 77 Metacritic, 71 OpenCritic. I was excited to play this. Too many games. I told myself before I play another Souls game, Bacon, I got to play Bloodborne and I got to beat Demon Souls. I got to get through the FromSoft games.
And Lies of P.
And then I'll get to Lies of P and maybe this down the road. So that has been the Xbox news for the week, boys. We were talking a lot about what we've been playing with Matt and Starfield. So let's continue that. What have we been playing and or watching, Matt, besides Starfield, which I'm very excited. We got to have you on. Maybe we get Ashes up in here too to do the spoiler cast. Besides Starfield, what have you been playing, Matt?
Oh man, I'm playing a lot. So yeah, I'm back in Fallout 4. I'm playing a story mod called Sim Settlements 2. I'm at about 55 hours in Baldur's Gate 3. I'm still in Act 1. I am playing Starfield.
Holy crap.
And
5 hours. This is a 3-act game.
And I just started Cocoon.
I saw that you promoted that on your YouTube. Tell me what you think.
Highly recommend this game. It is a one-button game.
Bacon didn't like it.
Not that I didn't like it, but it's hard to recommend it.
The puzzles, man.
Wow.
The puzzles
There's zero
bad?
guidance in that game.
I thought the puzzles were very simple.
How far are you?
He likes puzzles.
I'm about you know what? There's a percentage. So I'm at I guess you would call it the second boss. I'm about 35.
Okay.
37%.
The puzzles get substantially harder.
Yeah.
Zero guidance. I mean, I got the 1,000 out of 1,000. So I mean, it was good enough to keep me that long, but I had to use guides because it was
really, from what I heard.
Oh my God.
Everyone said it was simpler than Inside and Limbo.
To get the 1,000, it's not.
Oh, yeah, I'm not.
But if you're just looking to complete it, then yeah. I mean,
yeah,
it could be.
So you recommend Cocoon though, Matt?
I mean, I just think it's a great,
cool.
Are
you streaming it?
Puzzler. No, I'm recording. I am recording
videos, right?
Let's plays. Yeah, it's. I just thought it was a great puzzle game, and it seems to be hot right now. You know, like everyone's digging it. So I am actually surprised because Bacon recommended Bramble, although these two games really they're not.
I like Bramble.
But
way more.
Bramble similar in terms of puzzles and those small boss encounters and stuff. I just thought Cocoon was simple enough to kind of sit back.
Yeah. A chill game, like what John call a cozy game. Was that what you'd consider?
Is that what they called it, a cozy game?
Oh, I'm just saying that's what they say. So anything else, Matt, that you've been playing?
Isn't that enough?
Well, I don't know. You're the one who always plays it. No, I'm just making sure. You usually got a lot on your plate.
No, yeah, that's it. I mean, I kind of put Tears of the Kingdom on the back burner. I still haven't finished that game.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to it. I have been playing. I started Skyward Sword. Yeah, I told you that, and I'm still like on the first dungeon. I haven't gone back to it, but love Zelda. So I'll go next. Bacon. I have been playing a lot of Forza Motorsport. I did get the early access, and I was putting in work. Did a lot of angry Forza racing. I think it's a great, fantastic game. The racing is top tier. Again, it's niche, I know, and it's not for everybody. But I will say the multiplayer racing is excellent, especially from what I remember. I called it Angry Forza Racing Matt Lat because when I used to play on the previous Forza, people were just ramming out of control, getting, spun out. You'd be in first place, someone would just take you out. And this, like, because it's so like punishing and it's got that AI that's monitoring what you're doing and giving you all those those penalties and stuff. Really cool, really clean racing. I'm really digging the multiplayer. But what I've discovered with Forza is like I can only do so many races, Bacon. My main critique, hey, Bacon, is like I can maybe do one little race or series, like one a night, and like that's how I'm gonna do it. It can be a grind.
Exactly.
And what I really don't like, Bacon, this is my biggest complaint, the practice. I hate how it makes you do like 2 or 3 practice laps before a race. I wish you could skip that. Just let me race. Just let me get straight to the race, or just maybe 1 lap to see what the course is like.
Yeah.
I get that. It's almost too much, Bacon. And then you're doing like 5, 4, 6 laps of certain things, or it's mostly 4 or 6, and it's like it can take a drain on you. So again, it goes back to what BigBox is saying. Like I'm just not sure if it could be a mainstream game. Stick to Horizon if you've want that more, chill, laid back, fun experience. But if you've got the more simulation experience, Forza is the game for you. And then I've also been playing what I have in my notes here. Been playing a little bit of Sea of Stars. I think it's a cool game. It's very traditional SNES, PlayStation 1, Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy turn-based RPG. It's just not grabbing me. And I don't know what it is. I feel like I regret not playing this on the Switch. I feel like if it's my Switch game, I just play a little bit every night and it'd be perfect for that. I do think it's good. It's just not enough right now. Matt, were you going to say something?
Sounds like somebody needs a PlayStation Portal.
No, I was and I have my phone and a controller. I can play
Yeah, but
stream.
all those text messages you're gonna get, that's gonna bring you out of that immersion.
I already told you I would rather have the Logitech G Cloud that can do PlayStation and Xbox. I think I'm all for the cloud streaming. I think it works great. It's just I don't like the DualSense. Anyway, and then the other one that I've been playing, and guys, I'm sucked in. And Bacon was right on this one when he was talking about it. Ghostwire Tokyo, boys. I am sucked into this game. I'm all about the checkmarks games. It is spooky. It is a perfect pre-Halloween game before Alan Wake 2. I love this game. I like the story so far. I think the setting is super cool. It's like the Yakuza I always wanted, where I'm actually just fighting and doing stuff all the time, not watching crazy cutscene and reading endless dialogue like in the Yakuza games. It's spooky. I like the combat. I like the mobility. It's probably going to overwhelm me with everything I'm going to have to collect, Bacon. I know I hear it's a nightmare, but I am really digging Ghostwire Tokyo. I started it on Series X. I was doing their can't remember what the quality high speed mode or whatever it is. But then Bacon, I was just playing on this beast of a PC right here, 1440 ray tracing, NVIDIA DLSS on. I was getting 120 frames. Turned it off. I don't need that DLSS. I want the native 1440. And I'm still getting like 80, 90 frames. Man, I'm playing this on PC, Bacon. I hope I'm making you proud. And
About time.
I played it on PC earlier this year.
Yeah. Did you beat it?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So overwhelming a lot of collectibles. I've heard that. I heard it's like good if you just get through it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I got to the point where I just sort of
you gotta move. You're ready to move on.
I just mainlined a lot.
So wait, Let's see. Let's catch up in the comments before I throw it over to Bacon. Starfield play through number 3 completed. Phantom Liberty 3. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
You
Guy
are
got a
freak,
job.
Ashes, playing co-op through
Yeesh.
Dark Tide, playing through Forza, playing through Assassin's Creed Mirage, starting Lords of the Fallen, and Season 2 of Diablo 4. Now, wow, this is a real gamer right here. Shout out to Ashes putting in the work. He said the Razer Edge G Cloud Steam Deck already exists. See, sorry, Matt, we don't need the placed PSP.
Portal.
I can definitely recommend the G Cloud if you're interested. I use it for PS5, Xbox, and PC remote play. Then also for what's GeForce Now, NVIDIA GeForce Now. Yeah, I had one for a little bit, Ashes. I just didn't like the price. At 250 or 240 or 220 or whatever I paid, it's too much. If that drops to 150, you bet your buns I'm gonna buy the G Cloud. And I don't sleep. It's an issue. And also shout out to Ashes. I'm pretty sure you had like a surgery or something
Don't
recently.
sleep.
So he had a lot of spare time and he has been putting in work. Very impressive. Ashes, Bacon, we gotta pick up Ashes. We gotta pick.
I don't have that audio clip.
There's some people that pick him up.
I don't have that audio clip.
We gotta get Ashes on the show sometime. Bacon. That is what I've been playing. Ooh, one thing I've been watching. I have been getting into Ahsoka. I gotta say,
Good. Yeah, that's pretty
I'm
good.
enjoying this a lot. After Boba Fett, that terrible show, and the last season of Mando where nothing happened, I'm already digging Ahsoka because, guys, am I mistaken? Am I seeing some Jedi actually fight? And am I seeing some action? Am I seeing some actual Jedis and training and rebels and something engaging? Thank you, Ahsoka, for doing something good so far. I'm only 2 episodes in. And I have never seen Rebels, so I was feeling a little lost,
That's my problem. I didn't finish.
Matt, I'll send you. I watched a 30-minute video the other day that had like a complete timeline of all Star Wars and focusing on the Rebel story. I feel like I'm good to go now. So
Okay,
I completely
because I didn't finish Rebels and I was going to start it over. That's why I've been avoiding it.
Don't do it, Matt.
It's like what? Rebels is seven seasons?
You barely have enough time to play these games. How can you watch this entire thing of Rebels too? So I got to say, I'm very impressed with Ahsoka so far. I remember Joe, Matt was obsessing, saying like it's the best thing ever. So I have high expectations. And so far I'm like, this is solid. So I'm excited to see where it goes. And Ash has said, yes, he's been recovering. Great time to play games. And he hasn't started Ahsoka yet, but he will. Yes, if you're a Star Wars fan,
it's worth it.
Yes, definitely worth it. So Bacon, what have you been playing and or watching?
I too have been playing Forza. I got sucked in to buy the early access. Didn't really even spend any of the money yet. I bought a Lotus and
I do appreciate that though, Bacon. I think that does need to be pointed out. We do get that double credits, and that does help with buying cars.
Right.
And I bought some cars to get some specific achievements, and I've had enough money to buy them all. So I definitely think that's worth it. And I hear the cars they give you really help out for some of these.
Yeah,
like
we
basically
did get a lot of
cars,
cars.
Everything that you need for like multiplayer and some of the main races. So yeah, you don't have to spend any money.
So yeah, I'm like you, Dan. It's not like I'm gonna sit down and do a 4-hour session of Forza. I'm like last night I did get on, do one race and went to another game, and that's how I probably can continue to play that and stay into it as I release new maps and stuff. So I think the game is really good. There's mechanics in that game as a car enthusiast myself.
Right, remember, Bacon, that glitch issue? It came back, and I actually sent Ains. It was bad. I think it's something to do because I'm on performance ray tracing. I'm getting weird flickering and pop-in of graphics, and I sent it to Ains. I'm like, Ains, I know you've got a connection with Turn 10. Can you show them this? Because Bacon, it's bad. I'm like,
I saw it on your stream, and it was like,
I thought it was just multiplayer. No, it happens in certain lighting conditions. So that was my other complaint. I am having bad graphic issues on Series X.
Yeah, you should. I've yet to have one reportable issue on PC, not one. But there's mechanics, and I can feel it. Like when I'm in that light Lotus that I've been driving, I can feel myself. I'm right on the edge of out of control, but it is so well done that when I do lose control and I just feather that throttle and then get back into it, it's like, and I'm an enthusiast. I'm a mechanic by trade. So I know enough about cars to know what to move and what to adjust. So the game is absolutely fantastic. lighting decisions and graphical decisions they made as opposed to GT7. It is what it is, but the game is fantastic. But I've been dealing with some really bad back problems. So sitting in this chair right now hurts. So I haven't been able to really get into Gotham Knights like I wanted to, because I can only go like 10 minutes and I got to stand up. So I've been playing so much Dead Cells. It's ridiculous because I can just set down the controller and not worry about it. Pick it back up. I bought all the DLCs for it, the Castlevania DLC and everything. They're like $4 a piece. It's super good game. If you're into roguelites, if you're into, losing progression, having to go back and start and be a little bit stronger each time, such a good game. I'm so happy I played through it twice now. And then I've gotten a little bit of Gotham Knights in, but I had a wedding this week, and so I've been really
Shout out to Deja. Deja, I never got my invite. I don't know.
He is currently in the Dominican Republic right now.
Okay,
so.
shout out. He's probably watching. Right?
But yes, too many games, way too many games.
Bacon, what was that's it? Just Dead Cells. So Gotham.
Dead Cells, Gotham, and
anything you've been watching?
Welcome to Wrexham every time. Love Welcome to Wrexham. I'm actually a football fan. They're better than the Broncos, I'll tell you that.
Oh, anybody is. Oh, actually, shout out update on the Broncos live 16-8. Update. It is 16-8. It was 16-0. The Broncos just scored a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. They're making it. Can you believe it? They're with even in 16 points. Nobody would have predicted that.
Not even
right,
Vance
Matt?
Joseph's fault this week. So,
oh yeah, Russ has got 1 touchdown, 2 picks. He had 0 until that last touchdown.
One of them was tipped. So
Mahomes only 1 touchdown, 1 pick. He does have 305 yards though. But did you see that first pick? That was heinous.
Mm-hmm.
That was a horrible throw. I don't know what he was thinking, but it doesn't matter. They're going to win. Matt, anything you've been watching that you want to shout out before we close up?
Watching.
By the way, I see your beard. I've noticed the growth.
Oh, I haven't. I have an appointment with my beard barber this weekend.
You have a beard barber?
Yeah,
I have a beard barber.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying
I missed. I'm 2 weeks behind, 2.5 weeks behind schedule.
That seems like an East Coast thing to me.
I would think they did that over in you guys don't have the beard barber?
They have beards. Come on, Colorado's hipsters central over here. Yeah,
exactly. I got to go to the beard barber. Quick question though. Are either of you guys still playing Starfield?
Yes.
I'm waiting for the DLSS patch to go through my second playthrough.
I jump in occasionally, and like I said, I'm about to end my second new game or my first new game plus run. But it's not like a priority. It's like I feel like so. Yes, no, I still am. I'm not like dedicated to it, but it's still in the background for me. Yes.
Okay. Just curious,
guys. Let's close the show like we always do with the best food we had this week. I will go very quickly, and I don't know, Bacon. Do you know how to update the ticker?
I already did update it. Let me.
Oh my gosh, let's get it running. Bacon is on the ball. He is all about this. Quick update, guys. I had 1 quarter pounder with cheese the other night. I did not get my standard quarter pounder Big Mac nuggets, but I do want to shout out you guys. McDonald's has 2 new sauces for their chicken nuggets. One is called, I think it's like Mambo. Have you heard of this, Matt? This sauce, Mambo sauce. I guess it's like an
Mambo number 5
East Coast thing. I'm trying to go back and look at the picture. Oh gosh. And then here it is. Sweet and spicy jam is one of the new flavors, and Mambo sauce. And here is my review in case anyone out there is wondering.
McDonald's Mambo sauce.
Correct. So keep in mind, my standard for chicken nuggets is sweet and sour. I said the sweet and spicy jam smells disgusting, but is surprisingly tasty. Mambo is hard to describe. I guess it's like a generic hot wing sauce, ? I think both are worth your time to try. I wish the jam was a little less sweet and it would be perfect. I think if I had to pick one, maybe it would be the Mambo sauce just because it's more balanced. Definitely try both of them if you like spicy sauces. I would eat them again if somebody gave them to me. And I might add one to my sweet and sour standard. So instead of 2 sweet and sours, I might do a sweet and sour and one of these new flavors. Then I closed off the review with this. My daughter, Brooklyn, just shit herself at the play place. We have to leave now. So that was how my meal ended. Shout out to Brooklyn. We had to take everything to go, but they didn't get to spend too much time at the play place. That was the best food I had this week. And also on the ticker, we had to add the quarter pounder with cheese and a 2.5 breakfast burritos. So shout out to Bacon. Here's the updated list. We have still 101 subs. We got to pump that up. 171. We have 88 Popeyes chicken sandwiches eaten, 46 and a half breakfast burritos. That's impressive, mostly by me.
By you.
I'm shocked. Only 3 Chipotle burritos. That is shocking to me. We usually eat that a lot more. 9 Big Macs, quarter pounder with cheeses, and 11 pizzas eaten. Bacon, tell me you've got something to add to the list.
Well, I added one QPC to that this evening. It seems to be my go-to. For some reason, my wife's never home on Thursdays. But at Mike's wedding, Deja Vu's wedding, had some some really good catered barbecue. It's an odd choice with all the dress clothes to be eating barbecue sauce. It was a little bit of a stretch, and Mike was in an all-white jacket. And he was drinking red wine, but he surprisingly got through it without any sauce on it. And they had actually like the way they did. They had a smaller cake waiting for the two of them, but then they had a bunch of different flavored muffin or cupcakes. So there was like a whole litany of different flavors for everyone, which was actually a pretty smart idea.
Yeah, good desserts.
Yeah, so they each picked like 3 of their favorite flavors.
Oh, that's cool.
I had the traditional cake because I love wedding cake for some reason. It's not great for me, but other than that, in that QPC I've not eaten or enjoyed anything because I haven't slept since last Tuesday because of my back. So
sorry, Bacon. I think so that hopefully you get more yoga in there, man.
I'm gonna have to go see a chiropractor, I'm pretty sure. So
oh man, sorry to hear that. So also shout out to Ashes. He said recovering, so he's just been eating Jello. And what the hell is bouillon?
It's like,
is that like
beef
soup?
Bouillon? Yeah, it's like
Beef
flavored
bouillon?
water.
It's like a
Flavored
cube.
water. Yeah,
The cube, like the beef cube you drop in to
chicken
like hot
bouillon.
water.
Yeah, just flavors your water.
No. Sorry to hear that, Ashes. Matt, save this segment. Tell me you've got something to add to our list. What was the best food you had this week?
When you say add to your list, I haven't had one thing on this.
You haven't had one breakfast burrito? No pizza?
Oh my god!
So, time out. I need to like better understand this.
I look. You know what's funny, Bacon, is I've seen him like staring at the bottom, like, what is going on down here? This ticker is incredible.
So, talk to me about the break. Like, do you guys have a specific spot that you get this breakfast burrito at, or is it just in general?
Yes.
Like, hey, we went to the diner this weekend and I got a breakfast burrito.
So here's the thing. As a guest, I'll allow any kind of breakfast burrito to get. But yes, in general, this is from Burrito Express is where I go to. And then Jose goes to Tacos Rapidos, I believe is where he goes to. And off of guys, if you want to go somewhere authentic, go off of Evans and Santa Fe on Tacos Rapidos and then get yourself, Evans and Santa Fe. That's where he gets his breakfast burritos. So specifically, we're talking authentic Mexican breakfast burritos. Okay. And then the Chipotle, self-explanatory, Big Macs, QBCs, pizzas. We decided these are fast food pizzas or a local chain, or
we just love pizza.
Or for you, Matt, you throw it in your oven outside and you cook.
I don't think I've had a. When you mean fast food pizza,
Domino's, Papa John's, Costco.
The staples, man. We don't live in the East Coast where we got authentic New York style. Although I will say, garlic knot New York style pizza over here by me, freaking fantastic. But I'm sure Matt will be like, it's not the same. It's not the dough or the water. But anyway, so again, for guests, it can be any open range variant of these items.
One final question. When it says pizzas eaten, did you personally eat the entire?
No, it's a family affair.
No. We've ordered them for the family. Costco, that's another big hit over here. You got a Costco by you, Matt?
I'm not a
BJ's.
Not a member now.
Okay, well, one of those would have counted. So
A lot of questions about our
As
ticker.
far as breakfast burritos, those are eaten by me. And I also, the 0.5, Allie stole a half a burrito from me and I was pissed. So I had to write 2.5 there. So it might happen again. So I'm glad Bacon got the 2.5.
Well,
so
the
Matt.
scary thing is you had 3 at the time to only eat 2.5. That's my concern.
Matt was the best food you had this week.
So I got getting home this evening. My son had flag football practice, and my wife, she still won't tell me what it was, but I think it was some sort of like pasta carbonara. Whatever it was,
From Olive Garden.
No, she made it herself, and still won't tell me what it was, but it was like a spicy Italian sausage in there, I think. And I had to fight back everything to have seconds because I'm hoping to have it for lunch tomorrow.
Sounds like it was pretty fantastic.
That was the best thing. I don't know if it's recency bias because I feel like I can't remember what I ate these past couple of days. But then again, I can't remember 2013 very well either. So that was the best thing I ate.
Awesome.
Nice.
Please report back to us as soon as you find out the exact ingredients and recipes. Share that with us. I'd love to know what it was and then have Allie make it for me. Gentlemen, this has been the Nerd Chat episode 128, PS5 Slim versus Xbox Series Slim. My name is Daddy DWALLY. You can follow me at Daddy DWALLY across all social media. You can follow the show at the Nerd Chat Podcast across all social media. I'm trying to do some more streaming. Shout out to Matt Kennedy. He's streaming over on YouTube. I'll be streaming wherever it's convenient. I do want to start doing that a little bit more because it is fun every now and then. Bacon, where can people find you?
Oh, you can find me at xBacon Gaming. You can find me as a happy camper sometime tomorrow when this deal is closed. I am a disgruntled Bronco fan. Yeah, and thanks to the Ashes in the chat. You were super active tonight, and Big Box for the ride in. I'm sorry, Big Box. Don't hate me. Embrace me. You're my homie, Big Box. I want PlayStation to succeed. I do. Thank you.
And speaking of being a sad Broncos fan, live update. Chiefs are now up 19-8. They got another field goal, so there's only a minute left. To be fair, I mean, I said the Broncos were going to cover, so I think I, did pretty good. They fought. They fought. Maybe there's a chance when they come to Denver, and we can rub it in Matt's face next time. Speaking of Matt, Kansas City fan number 1. Ken 10 special guest, awkwardly MT Kennedy 7 on X. Where can people find you and what have you got going on this week?
Well, you just let them know, so thank you very much. Yes, MT Kennedy 7 on Twitter or X, and then MKen 10 over on YouTube and Twitch. Going on this week, I just streamed on Tuesday my 3rd episode of Fallout 4, playing the Sim Settlements 2 mod. You can check that out. And my 1st episode of my Let's Play of Cocoon comes out tomorrow. A lot of fun. Just trying to do my thing. Having fun.
As always, gentlemen, see you online.
See you online.
See you online.
Oh, I don't have a movie outro, so here we go.
The Nerd Chat, an Xbox podcast,
is a podcast celebrating all things gaming, food, and the good old days. Hosted by 3 BFFs, Daddy DWALLY, Chipotle Bear, and Bubble Boy and 7.
And new intern, xBacon Gaming.
This is Cortana. And remember, don't make a girl a promise if you know you can't keep it. As always, Spartans, see you online.
And that actually was the wrong clip.
That was the wrong one. The Nerd Chat, an Xbox podcast, is a podcast celebrating all things gaming, food, and the good old days. The show was created by Daniel Walenzik, and you can follow him at Daddy DWALLY across all social media. The assistant to the co-host is Jose Martinez, and you can follow him at Chipotle_Bear. The assistant to the co-host is Chance Siegel, and you can follow him at BubbleBoyN7. The intern to the assistant to the co-hosts is Jason Jarrett, and you can follow him at xBaconGaming. You can also follow the show at The Nerd Chat across all social media. And if you'd like to find out more about the show, visit nerdchatmedia.com.